After spending some time at Paynesville, it's time for me to pack up, re-hitch the van and get on the road. I'm gradually making my way to Lake's Entrance, less than an hour's drive from my last stay. This beautiful location is where rivers, coastal lakes and the sea merge. But my first port of call here is the Big Four Whiters Holiday Village. It's the perfect spot to stay for the night. As the sun comes up, it's a new day and I make my way across the bridge to Bullock Island. I keep hearing that Lake's Entrance is a bit of a fishing mecca, not just in Victoria, but in Australia. And I keep seeing all of these fishing trawlers and boats go in and out of the harbour. So I thought I'd better find out what's going on. You're the general manager of the co-op here, Dale. What actually happens at the co-op?
We're pretty much a hub of activity for the fishing industry here in Lake's Entrance. So this is where all the commercial catch is unloaded on a daily basis.
And what kind of fish are we getting out of the waters here?
Yeah, there's about 200 odd species in the Southern Ocean, and we get about 80 of those on a regular basis. But from time to time we get some real oddballs come in, but our main species in Lake's Entrance is tiger flathead. So when our local fisherman over there brings in his catch, what happens to the fish after that? Okay, generally what will happen is it'll go into a cool room here, so we keep it below 5 degrees to keep it chilled. Then it'll get transported this same day into Melbourne or into Sydney for ready for sale at the markets in the morning. So most of your Melbourne shops and Sydney shops will have fresh fish the next day. As good as you can get, as fresh as you can get.
Back on the road, I'm heading for the small township of Nawanawa. It's a welcome road stop right on the Princes Highway. This little town is full of surprises and has a very strong artistic community. Mike Ryan from Mingling Waters shows me some of the town's natural highlights. Mike, this is not a bad backyard you've got here. This is extraordinary.
Not a bad backyard, Mieke.
It's amazing. So Nawanawa, is that an Aboriginal word?
Aboriginal words meaning the place of the mingling waters. Yeah. And it's where the fresh water comes down from our 360 million-year-old gorge and meets the salt water of the sea here in Lake Tyers.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's a very special spot.
Now, the water seems really warm. I just kind of touched the water before. Why would that be?
The water is warm because we have thermal activity here. Thermal water bubbles out of the ground at around about 44 degrees, just over here near the Pelicans, and it mixes in with the salt water in the lake here and creates the warmness. Yeah, it's beautiful. And there's just one more thing I'd like to show you before you leave our little town here.
Oh, wow. I've never seen anything like that before.
This is Ra, the Egyptian sun god, compiled by Jack Ramsdell, and it's one complete root system of a messmate gum tree. Around about 300-year-old, Jack cleaned 2 tonne of dirt and rock off this with his dentistry drills, and then he hand sanded it and hand polished it.
How far across does that measure?
It's 7 metres by 4 metres and weighs over 2 tonne. It's pretty special, one of East Gippsland's hidden treasures.
After the break, I discover some vintage treasures and pedal my way through some of Gippsland's most beautiful countryside.